During World War II, the Mir Yeshiva escaped to Shanghai, China. It was the only yeshiva to remain intact. The whole world was in flames, and the men in the yeshiva knew that their families at home in Europe were in the gravest danger. When Yom Kippur came, you can well imagine the mood of the yeshiva and the intensity of the prayers. Shanghai is a very humid place, and on that Yom Kippur, it was so unbearably hot that the men, perspiring profusely, prayed in their shirt sleeves, a liberty unheard of in the strict decorum of the Mir Yeshiva. People actually fainted from the heat and exhaustion, but the prayers continued with undiminished intensity. So much was at stake. Against the eastern wall of the front of the yeshiva stood their beloved mashgiach Rav Chatzkel Levenstein, in his long black kaftan with his tallis over his head. Impervious to the heat and humidity, as was his custom every year, he took a very long time with each Shemona Esrei, concentrating on every word with all his strength, as if he bore the weight of the entire Jewish people on his frail shoulders. And so he spent about the entire day standing, going from one Shemona Esrei to the other. The men of the yeshiva were very moved by the sight of the holy sage, their revered and beloved spiritual leader, praying with such intensity and so oblivious of his surroundings that they wanted to do something special for him, something that would mean a lot to him, and so they had a beautiful idea. After Ma'ariv was over, Rav Chatzkel was of course still standing and saying the Shemona Esrei. Everybody knew that it would be a while before he finished. So they decided to make Havdalah quickly, just to break their fast and come back to the Beis HaMedrash to learn Torah. A few minutes after all the students were in place, wouldn't you know it, Rav Chatzkel turned around and saw them. And he smiled with pure delight. With tears in his eyes, he addressed his beloved students. "My precious children," he began, "let me tell you something. I felt that the prayers of this yeshiva during this Yom Kippur were the higher and purer than those of any other year before. And the tshuva was sincere and complete. It was a very special day, an extraordinary day. But I know that some of you are thinking to yourselves that this moment of inspiration will pass. Tomorrow will not be Yom Kippur. And we will slip back from this high place into which we have climbed today. And therefore, what will we have accomplished? What's the use?" So he told them a story. There was once a man who built himself a beautiful mansion, a real palace. It took a long time to build, and he decided to make a celebration in honor of the completion of the construction. At that time, he placed an extravagant ornament on the pinnacle of the roof. He invited all his friends and family to participate, and in full view of them all, he climbed up to the roof to affix the ornament to his mansion. Just then, a sudden gust of wind blew him off the roof. He dropped the ornament and tumbled to the ground. Dazed and rolling around in agony, he cried out, "Oh, my mansion has fallen! My mansion has fallen! All my work was for nothing!" His friends and family rushed over and reassured him, "Your mansion hasn't fallen down. You have fallen down. You may have broken bones. You may have to go to the hospital, but when you recover, the mansion will still be standing. You'll be able to go into the mansion. It hasn't fallen down at all." With tears in his eyes, Rav Chatzkel continued, "My dear children, we today built a mansion this Yom Kippur. Every prayer that was offered is like a different room. We have all together have constructed a beautiful mansion. If tomorrow we feel that we've lost some of the inspiration, I want you all to know that the mansion has not fallen down. It will be we who have fallen down. The mansion will still be standing, and it will stand forever. One day, we will enter that mansion once again. When and how, that depends on each and every one of you, but the mansion will always be there. It will be there forever." Rav Chatzkel's words of encouragement to his students in the heat of a world war are an important lesson to all of us. In this Yom Kippur, when we stand in the synagogue on Yom Kippur and we pray and we do tshuva, the thought can sometimes be so intimidating that we may lose heart. We know that it will take so much emotional effort to reach the lofty level of tshuva to which we aspire. Will we be successful? And even if we are, will we be able to maintain ourselves on that high spiritual level? Perhaps we'll fall back to earth, so to speak. And if we do, does that mean all our efforts have been wasted? The answer, based on Rav Chatzkel's story, is that all the effort is worthwhile, because every step we take on the road to tshuva builds us our own beautiful mansion. And no matter what happens afterwards, that mansion will endure forever.